Hello and welcome to Daily Red, your lunchtime catch up on all things Liverpool FC and your daily reminder that the Reds are Premier League champions. And Arne Slot has given his press conference today, and he has made it pretty clear that Conor Bradley will be starting the remaining games this season. And, ultimately, I was in favour of starting Trent because he is the better player. However, the effort level we saw against Chelsea was pretty abysmal. And he's clearly checked out, and now he's announced he's going. So, fuck him. Get Conor Bradley into the team, run him the last 3 games of the season, and go and win those games. Go and win those games and get yourselves to 91 points. And lay a marker down for the rest of the league for next season. Arne said he's disappointed by Trent's decision, but he's more used to it. He's known about it, obviously, for 2 months now. So, he's had time to process it, time to get over. And ultimately, he's probably known all season. Ultimately, when Arne took the job, he was probably told last summer, look, Trent is going to go next summer. We're already aware of it. We'll try, but we don't have any expectation that he's going to stay. He did say in his press conference that he thinks he has 4 players who can play right back. And I'm going to guess it's Bradley, Gomez, Quansah, and Jones. Bradley can play right back because he is a right back. Joe can play right back. Curtis and Jarrell can't. They can fill in, but they can't play right back. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help the team. It's just not a good idea. We've seen both of them have fine games there, and then we've seen both of them have horror shows there. And ultimately, if you're playing Joe there, then you're weakening your depth in central defence. So it's very clear we need to go in the summer and buy a right back. Now, Arne's not going to say that because he's trying to build Conor Bradley's confidence, because Bradley's going to be a player he's going to need in the squad next season and for the rest of this season as well. And if Bradley thought, oh, well, there's someone coming in anyway, it might knock his confidence. You might not get the best of him for these last 3 games. But if he views it as an audition, then you're going to get the best out of him. And hopefully he stays injury clear for these last 3 games. And we do get good performances from him. He played okay against Chelsea. It did highlight some of the issues, like his 1v1 defending. Cole Palmer made him look dreadful at the defensive end. And his decision-making in the final third, particularly when he gets into the box, is far from where you'd want it to be. But everything in between is pretty good. Like, he's pretty good between the boxes. It's now a matter of developing him in those key areas. He's still only young, still only 22, so plenty of time on that. But unquestionably, we should be going and buying a right back this summer. We have been linked with Jeremy Frimpong. Really don't like the idea of him as a right back in a back 4. Really don't like it at all. Would hope that's one we pass on. We've also been linked with Vanderson of Monaco. Now, he's very good. He's a much better right back than Frimpong. He's a significantly better right back than Conor Bradley as well. And the likelihood is he's going to be available at a pretty good price. There's some reports that he's got like a £25 million or €30 million, somewhere in that kind of range, release clause. And if that's true, that one would make a lot of sense for us. He's very good going forward, but he's decent defensively. And he shows signs of, being able to be a lockdown right back when he's needed to be. I would say he's a slightly worse version of Pedro Porro, but with more to his game as a defensive player. Don't think he's as good as Porro going forward, but he's still only 23. There's still plenty of time there for him to develop. He'll be 24 this summer. And you look at him this season, he hasn't missed any games through injury. He has had a couple of suspensions, but he hasn't missed any games through injury. He's picked up 8 yellow cards this season. That's something you'd want him to rein in a little bit, but it's not necessarily a massive problem. No injuries this season, like I say. That's a positive because, Bradley had multiple injuries. Trent had multiple injuries. Gomez has had multiple injuries. You want to get someone in for that stable who's not going to be missing games on you. And if we look at the history of Vanderson, he missed 8 games last season and 8 the season before, and that's it. Like, he's had 16 games missed through injuries, an 8-game run in the back half of 22-23 with a knee issue, a 4-game run in the early part of 23-24, again a knee issue, and then a hip problem in February of last year, but nothing since. So that's pretty promising. He's been at Monaco now for a number of years. He was on the verge of signing for Brentford in the summer of 2022. Was it summer? No, it was the January of 2022. And I think he was almost deal agreed on that one. And then Monaco came in and he decided to go to Monaco. So he's been there 3.5 seasons now. 3.5 seasons now. And he's been a really, really consistent performer for them. And he's ready. Like, he's ready to walk in and play for us immediately. There'll be no settling in period. He's got plenty of experience. He's played 182 senior games of football. He might not be the right back you bring in and say, well, that's that boxed off for 6-7 years. But he could give you 2 or 3 really good years. And then maybe it's a position you'd look to improve upon again. But at his age, there's always a chance he comes in and there's a big leap there. From a technical standpoint, he's very high level. Really high technical level. He's got good aggression. He's been capped by Brazil 5 times. He's arguably the best right back. Just trying to think who else. What are the right backs do Brazil have at the moment? If we look at their squad, well, Wesley's really good, to be fair. And he's been linked to us as well. That's basically it. It's him and Wesley. Because Danio's well past his best. You wouldn't want to be playing him anymore. Dodo at Fiorentina is good, but he's inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get from him. William's been in the squad from Cruzeiro. He's not great. They do have Jan Couto, who I do like. He's the one who's on loan at Dortmund from City. He's more of a wing back really than a full back, but he's a good player. So yeah, they've got 3. They've got 3 who are all in and around the same level, and I think Vanderson can separate himself because defensively he's the best of the 3. And going forward, he's probably got the most variance to his game. Like, he can step inside as well as go outside. He's comfortable as a playmaker, not a Trent type of playmaker, but he's one that can see a pass, get the ball moving. He's a really good dribbler, and he's aggressive with his dribbling as well. I like the idea of Vanderson. I prefer the idea of a Martin Fernandes from Porto. So I just think the ceiling is higher. But Vanderson is certainly a much better player now than Martin Fernandes is. If Bradley was leaving, for example, and we were bringing in 2, bringing in those 2 would be great because you'd have Vanderson for now and Martin for the long term. But given Bradley sticking around, obviously, it makes sense to go and get a Vanderson who comes in. He's the day one starter, and him and Bradley can push each other. Both can develop, and you end up in a pretty good position. And he fits the bill of what Arne seems to want. Other news from Ian Doyle is that Al Hilal, who are set to play in the Club World Cup this summer, have a strong interest in one Darwin Nunez. And they're, I think, one of the clubs that approached us about Darwin in January. I think there was two different approaches. I don't know if it was them that made the bid. I have a feeling that was Al Nazir. I think it was Al Nazir that made the bid, but Al Hilal showed a strong interest. They're already looking to recruit Bruno Fernandes. That's their primary target this summer, but they also want a striker. It looks like Mitrovic just isn't keeping them entertained enough, so maybe they want to bring in Darwin for a bit of added madness. Mitrovic has done great there, in fairness, like in terms of the goals he scored. He's got 64 goals in 75 games, but I mean, it is a pub league, so you'd expect him to do really well. It's a really strong squad. You've got Koulibaly's there, Renan Lodi's there, Ruben Neves is there, Mitrovic, Marcus Leonardo, who I really like, and it's such a shame that at the age he's at, like 22, I think he is. Yeah, 22, playing in Saudi, ridiculous. João Cancelo is there, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is there, Malcolm is there, Yassine Bounou is there. So it's a really strong squad. They'll obviously probably look to move on one or two this summer and replace them with the likes of a Bruno and a Darwin. But they're in the Club World Cup, so they want to get Darwin for the Club World Cup, which means that they have to buy him in that new window that they're going to open at the start of June. And I think that's the window in which the Saudis, in particular, will look to overpay because they want those players in for that competition. So I do think it's possible we'll get all of our money back out of Darwin. I really do. I think we can get the full 85. Now, I think we've only paid... Winning the league is going to be part of it. But I'd imagine, I think we've only paid about 80 of the 85. Because a lot of it was appearance-based. A lot of it was easy to hit. But I think the league was a big chunk as well. I think we get all of our money back. And maybe make even a small profit on it. Because they're going to be desperate. And if you think about it, if you look at the strikers that could move this summer, there's obviously Osimhen. There's a chance he'd go to Saudi. But Gyökeres is not going there. Ekitike is not going there. Alvarez is not going there. Retegi's not going there. Sesko's not going to go there. Isak's not going to go there. Like, Darwin is probably the one big name striker outside of maybe Osimhen who is likely to want to go there. So, because there's so many clubs in Europe that want a striker this summer as well. So those others know that they're going to have big offers to go to major Premier League clubs in a lot of cases. Liverpool need a striker, Arsenal need a striker, Chelsea need a striker, United need a striker. So, if you're one of those top strikers, like Gyökeres, you're going to wait and see which Premier League club comes in for you. Same with Retegi. Same with Isak if he decides he wants to move on. But Darwin knows he's not going to get any of those moves. And he knows his time with Liverpool is up. And he was open to going to Saudi in January. And in fact, was quite enthusiastic about it. And reports that Liverpool were not entertaining a sale are not true. So ignore that nonsense. They were very open to a sale at one point. He will make that move. And we'll make that move as long as they pay close enough to what we want. And with the Club World Cup, they have now a new reason to pay what we want. And they don't care about the money ultimately. Like, ultimately, they've just got an endless supply. So, yeah, fingers crossed, we might get ourselves a big old sum for Darwin.
From one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts and even Liverpool legends along the way. With the great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at AnfieldIndexPro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.